I'm coming for you, Death. Yeah! Uh-oh. Into the time vortex we go.
You idiots! You broke my hourglass!
Whee! You're just upset we beat you, Death.
You two morons! You have no idea! We'll be stuck in this time loop forever! Shit!
And he is not kidding. Here we are, back at the intro. We're trapped in this game forever. Ah! See, Castlevania would have you believe beating Death is no big thing. But you do that, you're taking reality into your own slippery hands. So we have to beat Dracula. That's the only way out of this. The moral of this story is you have to kill vampires. That's just all there is to it. So we'll start a new game and climb the castle again. This time there was a side route that involved the tentacle monster in the aqueducts. Not anymore. And here we are with the souls opening the chamber. Inside is a sterile blueprint looking room. It continues on and eventually we find dead clones of ourselves. Oh, that's a good sign. And it's another endless loop. It goes on forever. Damn it, Death. Okay, after a small existential crisis, I figured out the trick. You have to get this center box here to drop the key. See, I missed it the first time. Then you go through the loop again. Then you get to kill the witch. Again? Seriously, I killed her back here. Fucking witches. But we get her. Andy, I don't feel so good. And I'm down to Dracula with no lives. Will I make it? Nope. Okay, more endless looping fun. Alright, down to Dracula with 3 lives. Oh god, he's messing me up. No lives, again. Ah! Alright, I think I figured out his pattern. I just have to... Boom! Yes, perfect. That's exactly what should happen. Great, we're back here again. Where's Death? Bastard Dracula is defeated. I'm free. The prophecy was he would be killed by 2 girls. So that's why you chose these bodies. When do we get our real bodies back? I'm going home to my family now, boys. Take care, it was a blast. And that's it, we're Death now, except not really. Alright, so, oh, an extra ending. It doesn't really say anything, just Andy realizing clones of himself isn't a good sign. I figured out what they're doing here. See, look, they want me to unlock the full super secret ending. They want me to play this at least 8 more times, probably in a special way for each. No, that's not happening. They do have an adventure mode now, which is the same as the regular one, but with a side-scroller portion that was even worse with the cheap deaths. Now for any obsessive-compulsive types, best I can tell, nobody's revealed these endings online. So you have your work cut out for you if you have to know what really happened here. I blew up the castle, I'm good. I've had someone with OCD before call me a bad influence. They're probably right. Well, this was definitely worth my 50 cents. Normally the game's $5. You can't always grab these predatory sales like I do. Oh, and I almost forgot. Let's back up. The prophecy was Dracula will be killed by 2 girls. I haven't heard that one before. I thought it was a stake through the heart. You know, cut off the head. But that's the explanation for the gender swap? I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to be like the witches in Macbeth with a twist on the prophecy, saying he can't be killed by a man born of a woman. Except there's no twist here. We never had this reference to start with. There was no clever reason they had to be women. They're just dumping a prophecy in our lap in the end credits. This game thinks it's Macbeth. It's not Macbeth. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's about all I have to say. Have a happy Halloween recovery, and watch out for endless loops. 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 Hey, welcome to an overtime Halloween episode of the Game Dungeon. Now this was originally going to be something leading up to the big event, but we all got tricked this year and we're getting a stand-in instead. You know, the great Groucho Marx grew up poor and told a story
Sekarang ada Essential Acne Care Serum dari Acneman. Jerawat, no problem.
Ho ho ho! Welcome to the game dungeon. Hey, remember that thing where I changed which episode is next because of a holiday? Yeah, that happened again. So, welcome to the Christmas episode. Now lately, when I have a Christmas episode, it tends to involve a pretty liberal interpretation of Christmas. Because as you know, playing Christmas video games is reserved for the 6th level of hell. Well, this year is special, because against all odds, I think I found a bona fide Christmas game that isn't a reskin or makes me want to kill myself. So gather round, because this may never happen again. I have no faith Christmas games will be redeemed in the future. Really, I'm not even sure this one's gonna cut it. But this is a Christmas game, and I didn't start hating myself after playing it for 2 minutes. So this may as well be a 4-leaf clover I found here. Aida's Strange Christmas. Yeah, I'm taking a liberty here in correcting the grammar. I mean, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do when the title of your game is misspelled and it's not on purpose. Okay, so we get some backstory. It says Christmas exists, and it used to be the Yule Goat in charge, but after a while he stopped being cool, so he got replaced by Santa. And there he goes with his creepy upright reindeer. And now there are no gifts. Uh-oh, that means we've got to save Christmas again, people. Okay, here we go. Where's Chris? He should have been here by now. That's what I always say. You can never trust a boyfriend. Never. Time for a smoke. Okay, 2 drags. Yeah, just spit it out onto the sidewalk. God damn it, where is he? So, yeah, looks like Aida is a real keeper. Well, it's your standard adventure game controls. And Aida walks like a horse. You know, my first thought is, given her fashion sense, Aida is like the disgruntled sister of Olive Oil from Popeye. But then I realized Popeye's from the 30s, so she's probably the descendant of Popeye and Olive Oil. She has her style and Popeye's fighting spirit. So cool, I'm just gonna call this a Popeye sequel. Uh-oh, seeing some depth problems there. Well, judging from her commentary, Aida's boyfriend was supposed to meet her here? It's not clear what's happening. Well, the door's locked, so let's smash the window to the movie theater to go find him. A friend of mine had a girlfriend kind of like this. Well, inside there's a security guard, and this is kind of weak. Him not noticing you smashing a window in front of him. I don't care how fantastic a game is, I always like realistic human behavior, so I'm dinging a point for that. Well, Aida herself is plenty believable. She needs to get into the theater, but the guard is in her way. So she digs around in the trash to find some paper to set fire to it in the bathroom to draw his attention. Yeah, that would do it, huh? Inside, it's just an empty movie theater, but Aida thinks she sees something on the screen, but can't make it out. So we head to the projector booth to get some light. The game doesn't let you set fire to this room too. That's too bad. That would make this even more interesting. A Christmas game about a pissed off girlfriend setting fire to everything? Well, on the screen, honestly, looks like a Coke stain to me. Somebody just chucked their drink at the movie they were watching. Case closed. Actually, no, it's really an interdimensional portal to another world. This feels kind of forced, but okay. And here we are at the North Pole, I guess. Hello? Ah! Leave me alone! Scary old man! Aha! Turns out this is Santa! He says she's getting a lump of coal this year. I don't think that's a plot twist. I think we saw that one coming. And it turns out maybe this isn't the North Pole. It's officially called Santa Land. Alright? Turns out Santa's been conquered by a ruler called Stiltskin and his army of goblins. Yeah, Santa's not looking too good. The game doesn't talk about it, but I can't tell if he's actually starving or just getting by on bare sustenance rations. Merry Christmas, everyone! And it looks like your boyfriend did come through here and got captured by the goblins. His gnome helper shows you Santa's former fortress and says don't go in there or you'll be killed. He also casually drops how he's a slave to Santa. Back at Santa's place, he gives us the lowdown on the region And he also lets it slip that, yeah, the gnomes are his former slaves, and he's hoping we'll fix the injustice of them having to slave for the goblins. And apparently this was a cradle-to-grave operation. Santa had a cemetery specifically for the gnomes. I guess from old age? Maybe from being worked to death? I don't know. And we get a map! Such as it is. Well, the gnomes suggested I visit the gnomes first. They're in the sweatshop to the south. Uh-oh, a goblin. Oh, good, he doesn't attack me on sight. These are much tamer goblins than what I'm used to. He just tells me to beat it. Fine. I'll use the side entrance. Inside, there's a gnome in a cage. And Aida brings up the elephant in the room. Weren't you just slaves under Santa, too? The gnome pretends to be confused, but I think he knows. This is an interesting dynamic, since Santa's helper from earlier knew he was a slave, and was just sort of resigned to it. Whereas this guy's a true Santa believer. This is the one you want running your PR. Let's see if we can get him out of this cage. He says we just have to kill the goblins with a toy gun. Now, I think we may be in luck, because something tells me Aida isn't going to have huge moral hang-ups about killing fantasy creatures. Yep, I was right. She has no problem with this. That's not true of a lot of adventure game protagonists. Yeah, a toy gun. You know, where I come from, we call a toy gun that kills people just a gun, for short. This gives us an arcade minigame. The scrolling's smooth enough, but everything delays when you fire. Oh look! He goes behind the box and waits for the timer to run out! That's smarter than I was expecting! Cog! Oh no! I'm glad we get a close-up of the goblins here. I wasn't really sure what to think of seeing them from a distance. This clears it up for me. Well, we free the gnome and he's free to make toys again, although it sounds like nothing really changed, except he wasn't in a cage before. I mean, that is substantive, but let's check out the worker graveyard. It's filled with zombies because one of Stiltskin's warlocks is bringing back the dead. Apparently they were hoping to get some free labor out of the zombies, but that backfired because they're all pretty upset about this and just want to go back to sleep. Then they figured, hey, instead of working for you, why don't we just kill you? There's a thought. So the warlock put up a protective force field, so now they can't go back to sleep and they can't kill him. Yeah, there he is. Sounds like nobody's really happy about any of this. It's damn stressful being alive, you know. Yeah, it kinda is. Well, I guess we're done here. Let's check the north. Here are the reindeer stables, which the goblins are now using to run races they can bet on. Out front is a goblin bookie who's your classic Ferengi. That's the easiest way to describe him. Inside are the reindeer, I think. One won't talk to me because I'm a lowly human. Well, the zombies did say they're arrogant. Okay, let's talk about these reindeer. If you didn't know what they were, is that what you would call these things? I mean, okay, that stuff on their head is supposed to represent antlers, but my brain can't calibrate to that. I keep thinking they're tufts of hair, like that Muppet in Fraggle Rock. And look at their lower portions. My mind keeps thinking they have giant snake bodies, because the hay next to them makes it look like they're hiding their tails to slither along underneath. But I realize that's probably an illusion, so what it looks like is this creature where its lower portion is just some sort of stump. Like those inflatable punching figures for kids? So even though I know they're supposed to be reindeer, what I'm seeing is a green-skinned moose snake man with Fraggle Rock hair that slithers around. Or just balances on its stump and hops around to get to places. Yeah, I think